Oh,
Welcome to the Community and Economy Committee meeting of Muswellbrook Shire Council on Tuesday, the 10th of March, 2026. I declare the meeting open at 5:23 p.m. Please note that this meeting is being live streamed, recorded, and will be made available on Council's website. Applications for attendance via audiovisual link. Are there any applications for attendance?
No, there are no applications, Madam Chair.
No, thank you, General Manager. Acknowledgement of country. The acknowledgement of country is to be read by Councillor Max Morris.
Thank you. Council would like to respectfully acknowledge the local Aboriginal people who are the traditional owners and custodians of the land on which this meeting takes place.
Thank you. Number 2, apologies. Are there any apologies?
Councillor Ian Douglas.
So yes.
Chair.
Is there a mover and seconder? Okay, Councillor Morris, Councillor Drayton. Right, Councillor Douglas is unable to attend the meeting. All in favour? Please sit. Section 3, confirmation of minutes of the previous meeting. The minutes of the Community and Economy Committee meeting held on the 11th of November 2025 are listed in the agenda. The recommendation is that the minutes of the Community and Economy Advisory Committee meeting held on 11th of November 2025, a copy of which has been distributed to all members, be taken as read and confirmed as a true record. Do I have a mover and seconder for that motion? Councillor Drayton, Councillor Marshall. I now
Question, sorry, Madam Chair. With regards to that one again, I was a bit surprised that the last meeting was in November, and especially at the footnote of those minutes that said the date of the next meeting was the 13th of January.
I did wonder myself.
And through the chair, we didn't hold those committee meetings in January, so we have quite a large agenda just catching up on some of those items. We haven't
Thank you.
for the full council over that period of time.
My memory is failing. I couldn't remember having one in January, so that's good.
I now put the motion. All those in favour of the motion, raise your hand. All those against? The motion is carried. Number 4, disclosure of any pecuniary or non-pecuniary interest. Does anyone wish to declare an interest in any of the items on the agenda, starting with Councillor Morris?
No.
no.
Councillor Douglas, Marshall?
No. No.
She shook her head.
You know? So the councillor voting members, Dan Douglas Lloyd, Amanda Barry, Jeff Drayton, Darryl Marsh. The place I've got it wrong. No, you got it right. It's not very often I'm wrong.
Sorry, I didn't catch the first bit of what you said, Councillor Marshall.
She's a voting member.
Yes,
Yeah.
she shook her head.
She acknowledged.
She acknowledged.
Yeah.
That's why I went past.
Yeah, no.
Yeah. All right. Thank you. Number 5, business arising. There is no business arising. Number 6. 6.1, libraries, Denman and Muswellbrook. The recommendation is that the information contained in this report be noted. Do I have a mover and a seconder for that motion? Councillor Morris and Councillor Marshall. Would anyone like to speak to the report?
Thank you. I would. Not being a library goer in any form, I would like to congratulate council staff and the library particularly with the number of activities that they have was an extraordinary read on my part. I thought it was fantastic, the work they've been doing, especially with the younger children. And I will admit, I was a bit blown away by the number of memberships to the library as well, which I think is a real credit to the team that are working there. So congratulations is my message there.
I think it was something like 69%.
I was more referring to the number of memberships, which I just can't find the number now quickly.
Yes,
but it was broad,
11,608.
yeah.
Yeah.
But the activities that they were holding,
Oh,
I
the
thought was,
activities, yeah.
that was my main crux of the congratulations.
No, they're doing great work. I wonder how many LGAs can boast those numbers.
Yeah.
All right. Okay, are there any other questions or comments? I now put the motion. All those in favour of the motion, please raise your hand. Those against? The motion is carried. 6.2 Aquatic and Fitness Centre. The recommendation is in the agenda is that the information contained in this report be noted. Do I have a mover and seconder for that motion?
Yep.
Councillor Drayton, Councillor Marshall. Would anyone like to speak to the report?
I want to say, after going there for the inspection the other day, it was very well maintained and looks like it's working well.
Thank you. Thank you, Councillor Marshall. I have a couple of questions. Okay, thank you. Page 21. How many learn swim instructors are there if we're expecting enrolments of up to 450 students by the next quarter? And is there a plan to train more staff?
Through the chair, we're grateful to have our Manager of Community Services here to respond to some questions.
Okay, thank you, Councillor Dunn. We currently have probably 2.3 permanent staff for our Learn to Swim program in our current structure, which are permanent positions in council. We also backfill with a large number of casual instructors. The industry is very tight at the moment, getting people with skill and learn to swim, right from babies to children to young children. So at the moment, we've just gone out again for our Learn to Swim instructors. We've got a really good, we had some good applicants and qualified applicants, so that was really well received. So as we move forward, we've got, I think the report says something like 360 enrolled, and we'll move to, that's our aim is 450 enrollments this year. So we would usually like to carry, that's around 8 to 9 teachers at any one time. All our teachers are available at different times. Of course, some are available all times of day, some are available on weekends, vacation holidays. So it'll probably be an additional 2 teachers to pick up under that participants, which will generate conflict council as well.
Once the application is closed and you've chosen your people, how long does it take until those people are actually boots on the ground?
That's very dependent on what resources we have in council, and at the moment we're very stretched with our corporate services. So when we do interviews, we say it takes 3 weeks to complete the recruitment process. So that includes the the medicals and the checks, the reference checks and the checks. So on all their qualifications that they require, like they might need working with children checks or police checks. So sometimes our aim is 2-3 weeks, but and then it's inductions and getting people on ground. So, and that all varies around people's ability to get to medicals as well. So sometimes that's blown out. If you can't get an appointment in the first week, you might wait 2 weeks. So it's anywhere between probably 3 to 4 weeks. We aim for.
Okay, thank you. I read that there is a swimming coach. Is that person the one training the children of an afternoon, or is there a separate person for squad training or?
So what we've done now, we've got a part-time swim coach position in our organisation structure. We have been trialling that program for a period of time to determine the numbers and the usage. We're currently engaging a casual employee at the moment to have a swim coach every 20 hours, and we run swim coach for 3 days a week, morning and afternoon, and that's for juniors and seniors. So I think the report says something like we have 25 participants that come with that program, and that's what we do as council. So that's not everyone who attends that as part of the Muswellbrook Swimming Club. A lot of our veterans are on the swimming club, but it's run separate to the swimming club. So the carnivals are held separately as well. Usually young people will come train with the coach, and it's all about technique, and it's about disciplining young people how to swim parts, I suppose. And then they choose to swim in their carnivals, the regional carnivals that happen. That's purely up to them.
All right, thank you. Thank you. In regards to the 24-hour gym opening, does the Aquatics and Fitness Centre plan on doing a big media drive to advertise that?
Yes, we certainly will, and we'll do that in partnership with the communications team, which sits in council. So that will be a media promotion of celebration of over 24 hours, but also the promotion for memberships as well.
All right. Thank you. I think that's about it. Are there any other questions or comments? All right. I now put the motion. All those in favour of the motion, please raise your hand. Thank you very much. The motion has been carried. 6.3, Muswellbrook Regional Gallery. The recommendation is that the information contained in this report be noted. Do I have a mover and seconder for that motion? Councillor Morris, Councillor Marshall. Would anyone like to speak to the report?
No.
Are there any questions or comments? No. I think I do. Can I just add that I'm pleased with the condition reporting and record verification. I'm pleased that it's at 69%. So a really important factor of our art gallery, making sure we're looking after the artworks and where they are. It's vital that we preserve and maintain them for future generations. Does the Muswellbrook Shire Council have any artworks on loan around the Shire, and are they rotated regularly?
Yes, through the chair.
Through the chair, yes, we do have artworks that are currently sitting from the Muswellbrook collection, the Muswellbrook art collection, which sits in the Hunter Conservatorium of Music. There's some that sits in the Mayor's office, and there's also some pieces at the Administration Centre. In the process of doing condition reporting, we are trying to get all the pieces back to gallery so we can do the assessment and probably the condition report, so then we can prioritise what needs to have restoration. So the only ones that I'm rotating at the moment are the pieces that's the one piece that sits in the Mayor's office, which is the 2024 Muswellbrook Art Prize winner. And then the art prize is about to happen again in March. So we hope the painting will also be on display at the Mayor's office. So we don't often rotate, but what we bring on. And that creates more stress because it's around where we put them.
Yeah. All right. Thank you. Thank you very much. If there are no other comments or questions, I now put the motion. All those in favour of the motion, raise your hand. Thank you. The motion is now carried. 6.4, Community Partnerships. The recommendation is that the information contained in this report be noted. Do I have a mover and seconder for that motion? Councillor Drayton is the mover, and Councillor Marshall. Thank you very much. Would anyone like to speak to the report?
No.
No. Okay, I have a couple of questions. Would what services are on the Upper Hunter Community Services Interagency Committee? And what are the goals of the committee?
Through the chair, I would like to answer that. So we have, when I consulted the community partnerships team today, they talked to me about there being over 200 service providers on that distribution list of providers that come together as a network. So it's a network that meets, and it's service providers from a whole range of services, from police, from health, domestic violence, homelessness, schools, aged care, disability service providers. The aim of the group when they come together is really about improving referral pathways for their clients and also building strong working relationships. It's a pretty simple objective, but that's what's their focus. And importantly, they get access every bi-month, probably 34 providers will come together to meet to collaborate.
Right. Thank you. Hunter Social and Community Planners Network. It's interesting that from that section that homelessness and domestic and family violence are all identified as the most significant and widespread concerns in the Hunter Valley, Central Coast and Mid-Coast regions. Is there an area, one of these areas managing it better than the rest?
I'd have to say that every community varies, and every community probably deals with the issue of homelessness that's responsive to what's happening on case-by-case situation. As we do, as you know, we often do deal with homelessness particularly through our field workers that are often working in parks and recreation spaces that come across people that are sleeping rough or maybe sleeping in their cars, which is sleeping rough. So I think it's really important that it's discussed at these networks, and it's my understanding it's also being discussed at the Hunter Joint Walk level as well. And it is something that councils are increasingly having to deal with on a day-to-day basis as the cost of living and all other pressures of family domestic violence impact families and things break down in family units. So and I think we do it quite respectfully. It's not something that we have lots of people every day, but it's something that we as council work really closely with our support services such as our homeless services, because they are in charge to deal with homelessness and often best equipped. So often council becomes the reporting mechanism to locate people and ensure that they've got support. So if there is anything that comes out of that network, we're more than happy to bring it back to give some information.
Yes, that would be good. Thank you. Right, thank you very much. The Upper Hunter Domestic Violence Committee. It was really good to see that this committee has been reactivated since COVID. What are some of the roadblocks for this committee?
This committee has it's yesterday been reactivated, and it has a long tenure as a committee across the community services industry locally. Some of the roadblocks for this group is really about it needs to form as a group again. It needs to come together and start forming as a group and looking at what they can do in this space. Usually it's about raising community awareness of family domestic sexual violence, and raising that awareness not through education programs or simple things like little cards that can help people who are homeless or in a situation where they need assistance, that they can access resources quickly. Of course, funding for those strategies to look for, and that's sort of the work with our grants officer gains and look for funding to fund some of those not really expensive strategies, but quite effective.
Thank you very much. Small Steps for Hannah workshop.
Sorry, Madam Chair. Ivan here. Just to let the committee know that we submitted an application last week for the grant funding for Game On for Change, and that's the grant program where we're going to be trying to address domestic and family violence through sport. And that committee, the Domestic Violence Committee, will be critical as a local conduit for that program. So it's not just about working with sporting groups, it's about working with associated community organisations as well. So it's a whole of community approach. Over.
Thank you very much. Small Steps for Hannah workshop. The Muswellbrook LAC recorded 152 recorded assaults in 2025. And unfortunately, this only represents a number that are formally reported to police. I realise this includes areas outside our LGA, but it is still disturbing that such violence is rife in our community. Is this workshop going to be a regular event on Council Works calendar?
Madam Chair, the Small Steps for Hannah was a one-off event and it was funded through Council's community development budget. The Small Steps for Hannah group, it's my understanding, is closing. It's not it's ran its line. This training was well attended by 15 people and it was around for coercive control. It's an important behavioural thing that people need to get their head around. So in the future, the community partnerships will look for other education awareness programs and keep that running.
So something in its form.
Yes, yeah.
Thank you. The drug and alcohol first aid training. Who provides this training and will it be repeated on a regular basis?
The drug and alcohol training that was provided was once again well attended. It was provided by an external provider. And the funding came through the Community Drug Action Team, which is a New South Wales government funding initiative. So we've been, so the CDAP existed here some time ago, but it actually folded because it couldn't be resourced by the community, right? Willing to come to roll out strategies and actions towards minimising misuse of alcohol and other drugs. So the funding got split between Hunter Council and Muswellbrook Council. So we're holding those funds and just rolling out awareness programs for community members as well as service providers when we can. So we have a small amount of funding.
The White Ribbon Day. Are the community partnerships team planning on partnering with Carrie's Place and other Hunter support again to host another community information summit marketplace?
Yes.
Have you considered running one at Muswellbrook Fair to capture that?
Yeah, and they always run the dual stalls.
Yeah.
So the one that's run at the fair is much smaller because of the floor space and their conditions to be there. So whilst when they're at the marketplace, they're going to have up to 5 to 10 people on the store. Yeah. So yes, they certainly do. Both sectors.
An observation. An organisation tries to set up booths at different times at the marketplace and the culture complex. Culture complex is just about impossible. They do not make life in a new way easy for organisations, local organisations to set up booths or tables or promotional things there.
That's a shame because we have a lot of our population who shop there.
They're extremely difficult.
Thank you.
The basic option is no other than that they work from there.
Yeah. Okay. The ultimate pool party. I just wanted to mention that this was a fantastic event, and I really feel that we need more of these to strengthen our community and to promote our LGA as a friendly and safe place to live. It's fantastic. Well done to that team. Okay. That's about it. All right. I now put the motion. All those in favour of the motion, please raise your hand. Thank you. Against, the motion is now carried. All right. 6.5 post event report 2025 Blue Healer Film Festival. The recommendation is that the Community and Economy Committee notes the information maintained in the report. Do I have a mover and seconder for that? Councillor Morris, Councillor Marshall. Did I miss you? Okay.
He was waiting for Supervisor.
Would anyone like to speak
I think he-
to this report? No, not even me this time. Oh, actually, just 10,000 attendees. That was fabulous. Well done. Oh, sorry, that was the food and wine thing. Sorry, jumping ahead of myself.
Can't accommodate from them.
I was gonna say.
Yeah, right.
Four people.
Thank you, sorry. Any other comments?
I only just say it was a great time.
Yeah, that was lovely.
Afternoon.
Okay. I now put the motion. All those in favour of the motion, please raise your hand. All those against the motion is now carried. Thank you. 6.6. Now the post-event report, Demon Wine, Food and Film Affair 2025. The recommendation is that the Community and Economy Committee, 1, notes the information contained in the report, 2, supports the delivery of the Demon Wine, Food and Film Fair in partnership with the Denman Chamber of Commerce. Do I have a mover and seconder?
Definitely.
Councillor Marshall,
Right for you.
second, Councillor Drayton.
Let someone else have a go.
Oh,
Yeah, you did.
Green job. I don't know what you mean. All right, would anyone like to speak to the report? No, I'll just say 10,000 attendees, that was fantastic. Well done, team. So no other questions or comments from anyone? I now put the motion, all those in favour? Thank you. The motion is now passed. Thank you. All right, 6.7 post-event report, 2025 New Year's Eve celebration. The recommendation is that the Community and Economy Committee, 3, notes the information contained in the report, 4, supports the delivery of the Demon Wine, Food and Film Fair.
No, wrong one. Was
Sorry,
New Year's Eve.
oh, sorry,
Post-
okay, sorry. No.
All right.
Sorry, number 3, notes the information contained in the report. Do I have a mover and seconder? Councillor Marshall, Councillor Drayton, would anyone like to speak to the report?
I want to say that it was a good evening, but it could have been a lot better. Going forward.
In what way?
Well, the fact that the recording, that was a recording, and it's nearly starting to rain, saying I hope you're having a great afternoon in the sun.
No other questions or comments? All right, I now put the motion. All those in favour of the motion, raise your hand. All those against? The motion is carried. Thank you. 6.8, the Welcome Experience Update. The recommendation is that the Community and Economy Committee notes the information contained in this report. Do I have a mover and seconder for that motion? Councillor Morris, Councillor Marshall. Thank you. At least we know where we stand. Would anyone like to speak to the report?
No, thank you.
No.
Thank you. I would. This is why you don't have meetings, Chair. Does Katrina Keeley know why people are not relocating to the area? I mean, a lot of people have inquired about the program, about coming to LTA, but there don't seem to be very many people who are actually moving here.
Through the chair, we are grateful to have the tourism economy.
Through you, Madam Chair, yes, Katrina does know the reasons. Some of the reasons are that none of the applicants put down positions they're not actually suited for. They do blanket approaches, so they'll apply to many different regions. And we go through and help those out, phone them up, they say, I'm not a teacher, I'm not an ambulance, I'm not a policeman. What are you applying for? I'm an electrician, or I want to be a policeman. So that's the first reason. The second reason is, or this next reason is that we are in close proximity to Newcastle and Sydney. A lot of people say, well, why should I travel 2 hours up to Muscle Rock when I need a job teaching and Newcastle, for argument's sake? Or they're going to go to a more rural location, more regional location. So I like to go to Broken Hill, or like to go to Walgett or something like that. So it's sort of that funny location where we're too close, but also too far. Oh, that's right. Further away. But the ones that we do back down or do fit the criteria we have at this rate.
Oh, good. That's good.
Question. Be fair to say overall, it's extremely positive. People aren't choosing not to come here. They're extremely positive. Over the last couple of years, we've filled positions like the ambulance station that we've never ever filled before in Muswellbrook, and it's been an enormously positive process for Muswellbrook, and we hope it obviously continues and the state government continue to fund it because of how positive and how good it's been.
Thank you.
Sure, thank you.
I was looking to support the Mayor's comments that I think it's the most successful program in New South Wales. And in fact, it's the catalyst for the extension of the funding over the number of years. Yes, it's been enormously successful.
An interesting observation, which I don't believe is measured in this report. We had the opportunity to bring an educator to town who was introduced to the Welcome Experience, loved the idea, but felt he wanted to go on his own exploratory journey and do it without them. And I imagine there'd be plenty of people like that that would choose to do that discovery themselves, that don't get reported in this. So there's numbers in here that potentially aren't being recognised at the moment.
Yeah.
Again, wonderful program.
Oh, excellent. Yeah. I read with disappointment that some agencies and private businesses are still not consistently sharing information about the Welcome Experience with new staff. And it's such a great initiative. Is there anything we can do as a council to assist the Welcome Experience more?
Through you again, Madam Chair. We do a lot. We have regular marketing and advertising activities, like radio, print, and also social media. A lot of, unfortunately, there's a disconnect between the managers of different services, and when they actually have people coming on board, they forget to say we have the service. So as Councillor Morris said, there are people who not only just come of their own intuition, but people who come here and break and safety. For example, we had a big hospital, this new nurse that we had a program here which made her transition into the community a lot easier. The trainer goes out on a very regular basis and talks to all these people. She goes and read the call cycle, reminds them and reminds them. So there's not really a lot more advertising we can do. A blanket approach doesn't really suit because you get people who are interested in it. It's really a targeted approach, which is what we're unpaid.
Thank you. Thank you. Okay, that's all. I now put the motion. All those in favour of the motion, please raise your hand. Thank you. The motion is carried. Thank you. Item 6.9, Muswellbrook Shire Events Program 2026 to 2027. The recommendation is that the Community and Economy Committee supports the proposed 2026-2027 event program provided in the report. Do I have a mover and seconder for that motion? Councillor Morris, Councillor Marshall. Thank you. Would anyone like to speak to this?
Thank you. Well, the events here are fantastic. I agree with all of them. Moving forward, and it may be an issue for a closed meeting potentially, but if we could get an idea for the events of costings, what grants could be available for those events, because it may give us an opportunity to actually hold more than what's listed here. I mean, again, this list is a fantastic list. I'll give you that. If we had more of an idea of what it's going to cost us to go forward, we could possibly give it a bit more scrutiny as to how we could do it better, what room we've got to fit other events in.
No other questions or comments? I now put the motion. All those in favour of the motion, raise your hand. Those against? The motion is carried. Thank you very much. 6.10, the Melt Quarterly Report. The recommendation is that the committee notes the Melt Quarterly Report for Quarter 4, ending 31st of December 2025. Do I have a mover and seconder? Councillor Marshall, seconder, Councillor Morris. Would anyone like to speak to the report?
Thank you. I couldn't help but notice a lot of commonality between this quarter's report and last quarter's report, whether or not there's doesn't seem to be a lot of new information in there that has changed. Perhaps they were still working on the same projects, but there was a lot of commonality between the two quarters.
Thank you. Any other comments?
I think
No. I now put the motion. All those in favour of the motion, please raise your hand. Those against, the motion is carried. 6.11. The STEM Lab update. The recommendation is that the committee notes the information contained in the report. Do I have a mover and seconder for that motion? Councillor Morris, Councillor Marshall. Would anyone like to speak to the report?
Thank you once again. There appears to be a lot of common work. Not work, maybe it was the same work. It just, when I read the report, it looked like they were just bringing last quarter's report into this quarter's report and adding a few more details. I'd be interested to know on the next quarter's report what new information or new updates are there rather than regurgitating the same results each quarter.
Thank you, Councillor. Any other comments, questions? I would like to take the opportunity to thank Matt Neiman for all of his work in setting up the STEM Lab and for getting it off the ground. And I wish the new team all the best. Thank you. I now put the motion. All those in favour of the motion, please raise your hand. All those against, the motion is carried. 6.12. Australia Day Awards nomination process. The recommendation is that the Community and Economy Committee endorses the proposed 2027 Australia Day Awards nomination process and timeline. Do I have a mover and seconder? Councillor Drayton, Councillor Marshall. Would anyone like to speak to the report?
Thank you. I was critical last time for the last Australia Day Awards with the timing of the available for the applications, and I was just curious. We're allowing a month, I think, for this one. Is that enough time, do we believe, to get the enough applications in for the awards?
Sorry, that one.
Answer.
The choice through to November.
Oh, yeah, so August, October, November, 3 months.
Beg your pardon. I read it wrong. Thank you. That's in that case, fantastic. Yeah, no, that's very good.
I did understand, Councillor Morris, as a result of a previous question you asked.
Yes.
It was very similar.
Yes. I just read it as 1 month. I thought, oh,
Through the chair, we are trying to get this pretty ready, but at least we've got a long period of time. We've got nominations, get more interest.
I love it.
So the awards.
Yeah.
So we're fantastic. It's you and
Very good. Very good. It just seems that such a shame that we don't have many nominations. So hopefully this year we'll get more. I now put the motion. All those in favour. Oh, sorry. Sorry.
Madam Chair, I want to just clarify, this nomination being selected by this committee member or whole council?
all council.
Any other questions, comments?
Apologies. come glad whoever put the new plan together.
Thank you. I now put the motion. All those in favour of the motion, raise your hand. All those against, the motion is carried. 6.13. Muswellbrook Shire brand update. The recommendation is that council notes the update on the uptake of the Upper Country Place brand. Do I have a mover and a seconder? Councillor Drayton, Councillor Marshall. Would anyone like to speak to the report? No questions or comments? I now put the motion. All those in favour of the motion, raise your hand. All those against, no, the motion is carried. Thank you very much. There are no closed committee items. The date of the next meeting is the 12th of May 2026. This brings us to the end of the meeting. I declare the meeting closed at 6:03.